Hey, this is Ben Solomon and welcome to this episode of the Techno Leadership Show. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about how to manage a remote or hybrid team. Now, 2020, 2021, we've seen a lot about, remote work, hybrid teams, all of that aspect. And we've also seen, old school managers and leaders losing their heads over things, going, we need to have everyone back in the office because whatever. And most of the reasons that I've read are absolute BS. Just being honest, it's absolute BS. And as I said in my previous episode, yes, I understand it from the standpoint of commercial real estate and the leases that they have and all that sort of thing, and they don't want it to look like they have a liability in their hands, and there's so many aspects there. But to force that on staff who can actually work away from the office in some central location somewhere is stupidity. And it's time that people rethink and reevaluate even the business models, team models, how they go about producing results. At the end of the day, anyone and everyone who is employed in an organization is there to produce a result of some form, whatever there is, whether it's the person on the phone in the front talking to potential customers, whatever, or the CEO. Each person has a result that they have to create. That's what we're there for. That's what we get paid for. That's why you get the job, because you have a certain skill that you can use to create a certain result. So what do you do? Like, how do you manage a remote team? How do you manage hybrid teams? I've had my own experience running a small business in the early 2010s with staff who were outside the country. So remote management, I've done that long before 2020 and 2021. And then after that, I got the opportunity to manage a technology team. And I, after speaking to the director of IT in that organization, was able to allow my staff to work from home when they needed to. And the way we managed everything was based on results, based on milestones. As I've said in previous seasons and previous episodes, we had stand-up meetings, we had catch-ups to know where things are at, where everyone's going to be, and what is going to happen. So if someone is going to work from home, if I was going to work from home, I would email the director of IT and say, look, today I'm going to be working on this, and this. I'm expecting this result by the end of the day. And I've got my team to do this, and this, and they'll be taking care of things there. Got done. Things get done. At the end of the day, I just send a short report saying, look, I've been able to complete X, Y, and Z, but with project K there, unfortunately, we haven't been able to get this result yet, but I'm at this stage. Done. And then with my staff, they usually send me a message saying, look, I've been able to get these things done as per what was on our planning process. This took 2 hours longer than what we had initially thought. We thought it'll take us 2 hours. It's taken me 4 hours, which meant these other things have gotten pushed back. So that's how we work things out. And to be able to do things like this, to be able to have a business and a team where you have people who are working remotely or hybrid, which means in a lot of cases, most of the time they're remote and occasionally they come into the office. In our case back then, obviously it was flipped. Most of the time we were in the office, but there were times when we worked from home. We were still able to get results. We were still able to complete projects on time because we had an understanding of who was responsible for what, when we were meant to complete things by, and when we realized that we were not going to hit a certain milestone on our own, we trusted our team members and our leaders to work out a way to get the support that we needed. And I saw my role as the manager of the team as someone who unblocks their path to be able to get the result that we are after. The amount of trust that was in each of my staff members gave them a conscientious feeling of, look, I have been given this flexibility, I have been trusted to get this result, so I'll do whatever it takes to ensure that the results are gotten. But also it meant we had very transparent, very open communication channels where if for any reason we could not do something that we were meant to do in a certain period of time, we communicated within ourselves, our team, with myself to the director and to the other executive leaders, and with all the stakeholders involved, whether it's vendors, whether it is internal stakeholders. Keep them all informed. Having that level of transparency and communication meant we could all work together and achieve results and manage expectations as well at the same time. You don't need to be in an office to do all that. Pick up, we had back then Skype for Business. Now we have Microsoft Teams, which is evolved out of Skype for Business, or Zoom, or Slack, or whatever. Like the company I'm currently working for, which is out of the technology space, is a SaaS business, but I'm working in a role that's not tech management, is using Slack, and we call colleagues up, and we're all remote. We are all remote as well. We call colleagues up, we have things resolved straight up. We have Slack Messenger, we just message each other, and then we have meetings where we all get together through Zoom and have a team meeting, and it's whatever needs to be discussed gets discussed and work gets done. We've all got certain KPIs, certain targets to hit, and if we can't hit them, we explain what happened so that things can be tweaked in the whole system so that we can then hit the target the next day or the day after. Working in an agile environment, it's not new for us. It's just that we have to get out of the mindset of needing to see our staff in front of us to trust that they can do their job. We need to make sure from the hiring part of things that we are hiring the right kind of attitude. If a person's got the right attitude to produce results, to create value, and to grow, you can teach them skills. Skills, platform, system, all that we can teach them. Yes, if they have some knowledge in that area, fantastic, especially in entry level. When you come to mid and senior levels, yes, you want them to know what they're doing, but also have the attitude to continue to grow, to continue to go above and beyond, to continue to be someone you can completely trust and go, look, this is your portfolio, you take ownership of it, you handle it. If you have any issues, let me know, and I'll find a way to unblock your path so that you can actually get the result that you are here to achieve. So having that expectation, having your chats with your team members to help them understand, look, I am happy for you to work remotely, but these are the criteria that you need to meet, i.e. I need everyone to be part of that morning stand-up meeting where we all discuss where we are at, where we need help. Send me a summary of what you will be doing through the day, and at the end of the day send me a summary saying what you have accomplished and what you're struggling with, so that I can find a way to support you the next day so that you can get the results that we're after. At the end of the day, trust, expectation management, communication, and that sort of transparency is where being able to manage a remote or a hybrid team comes in. Whether it's a technology team, whether it's a customer service team, whether it's a sales team, whatever it might be. We've got the platforms, we've got the technology, we've got the ability to do all these things, as long as we have a rational mindset to understand what sort of KPIs we need to set for the people, and how that'll help achieve the overall goal that the business wants to achieve, and what kind of resources you need. Like, if you're a technology or engineering manager, in most cases, I know there are a small percentage of cases where you've probably come from a non-technical background into that role, but in most cases you've worked in various technology or engineering roles to get into your management position. You understand how much time it'll take for a certain thing to be done, and you also understand the variance where you might normally, if everything goes well, take 2 hours to do a particular task. But if variance occurs and something doesn't work as well as it should, it might take you 3 hours. So you understand those variances, and you can put in buffers in place, and also have communication with your staff to let them know, like, look, if you hit a snag, send me a message, send me an SMS, or whatever it might be, whatever your medium of communication is going to be, whether it's on Microsoft Teams, whether it's on Zoom, whatever it is, or Slack, for example. Send me a message and I'll get to you as soon as I can with some help. So if someone's stuck with a certain issue when they're working from home and they leave you a message, you can give them a call back or give a message saying, look, what are you having issues with? And you could jump on a Zoom call, whatever, or Teams call, whatever you're using, platform, and work through that together, fix the issue, move on. It's really not hard. Most of the difficulty lies up here. Thinking outside the box, changing the way you work, changing normal processes, changing documentation to be able to support all these things. That's where the big work is. And that, as executive leaders and managers, it's your job. You have to set a precedent and a structure for your team members to be able to thrive and to be able to achieve the results that they're there for. It doesn't matter if you're a tech team leader, or if you're a customer service team leader, or if you're a sales manager. As long as you have certain targets, you have certain processes, you might have to shift those processes to match the business needs and remote work. But once you do that, you have better scalability, better ability to be able to manage your team well, and for them to have a good understanding of what the expectations are, how they can continue to meet those expectations, and have great quality of life because they're not having to spend hours on the road getting to your office, and can do their job really well. So hopefully that helps you out. Hopefully it's helped you think outside the box. Things that have worked for me are these: having trust, having really open dialogue, having systems and processes in place for almost everything that we can have those in place, has allowed me to be able to manage my team when they were working from home or when they were in the office and I was at home. And we still managed to get the results. We still managed to hit all the projects milestones and get them completed on time, under budget. So it's not impossible. It just takes a different mindset, different thought process, and shifting how you operate the business. So hopefully that's helped you out. I wish you all the best in your journey as a tech professional, manager, and leader. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button so that you're notified of future episodes as they come out. Have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you in a future episode. See you.